Just went on a walk through it in the woods today. Haven't done this in a long time. Oh my gosh. I found this beautiful creek. Oh, let's check it out. It's pretty deep right there. I have to say I'm really digging this nature trail. I even got me like a bird's feather put in my cap. Whoa. So yeah, I've been walking around and yo, straight feasting back here. Look at this place. It's like hidden behind the Regal Cinemas. All these corporate buildings and stuff. Trevor's Corner. Yeah. Now I'm on the roof. So I just had a wild fucking ride. A hell of a weekend. I'm back in my room. But, so it goes like this. I think on Wednesday night, I decided to become a little aggressive with my supervision fee, and I put more down on it than I usually do. Usually I'm only paying like $50 a month. But I got a little feisty with it, and I decided to put $200 down. thinking, if I pay $200 every week or so, I'll be done with my supervision charges in a matter of 4 to 5 months. So right now I only owe I think $1,900. That's not much. I got excited because, the prospect of being done with all my legal bullshit. So I started to look things up on the internet, because I remember whenever I got incarcerated for my charges back in 2023, I had an arresting officer say something about being wanted for bomb making in North Dakota. And they asked, when I was being processed, they asked, the South Carolina department asked the North Carolina people if they wanted me euthanized. No, if they wanted me, what's the word? Transported back to them. It was like a fancy word for it. I can't remember right now. So they said no, extradited. That's what it was. They said that I don't need to be extradited. And then, the rest was history. I got processed, and I did my 6 months at county, then my 3 months at R&E, and a few months at Ridgeland, at my yard, until my sentence was complete and I was put on probation. I've been on probation for 1.5 years. In compliance, complying with everything. It's all been pretty good. But I remembered that this arresting officer said this thing about being wanted for making bombs. So I'm getting to the point here. I wanted to be done with all my legal stuff. I was thinking, well, I get done with my probation, everything should be good, right? Here in South Carolina. But what about this fucking thing that this guy said that I'm wanted in North Dakota for? So I tried looking it up. I can't find anything on the internet, anything on public databases about it. Period. But I did find something else. I found out that I have a inactive Class C felony for aggravated assault with a dangerous weapon or other weapon that was issued in 2022. And this must be the situation with my sister, where she antagonized me when I went over to her house to talk to her about what we're doing as siblings, as adults, and as, at that point in our timeline, as friends. What are we going to do now that our mom is passing away from brain cancer? And she antagonized me to the point where I almost punched her in the face. So evidently, she reported that incident to the police, and they issued a warrant of aggravated assault with a dangerous weapon, even though I didn't have any weapon on me at the time, and I did no damage to her physically. I still have this Class C felony inactive status. So I thought that I was going to get violated for my probation simply because I have this inactive warrant against me, which might be connected to an investigative warrant in relation to this thing about making bombs that the arresting officer told me whenever I was being processed for my arson charge. I know that's a lot to connect right there. But I freaked out. I freaked out. I got scared. I told my probation officer immediately what was going on. So I was completely transparent with her about that, which is important. It's important to be transparent. I I was acting on an instinct to do things the right way, but then I got scared. And my dumbass, I walked out of work. Fortunately, I just talked to my boss. He said that I could come back tomorrow. He's going to talk with me, and we're going to talk to my one of my other supervisors. He said, "Don't make me regret doing this." So I have a very, very good feeling that I still have my job with the chicken farm. But I did tell my probation officer about this pre-existing charge that I just discovered on Wednesday. I told her on Thursday morning what was going on. And then I got scared, left. My gosh. I got scared, I left work. I packed up my backpack with like a whole bunch of stuff. Went riding my scooter around for a little while. I carried my shit for about 20 miles. I was going to go to LA on foot. I fucking looked that shit up on MapQuest or Google Maps or whatever. It said it was going to take me 35 days. I was like, I can do it. I was going into the wild, bro, and I wound up instead getting an Uber to take me to a Greyhound station, and I bought the Greyhound ticket, which kind of fucked me over financially because now I have no money. I get paid this Wednesday for Tuesday and Wednesday of last week. I'll be getting around like $250 or so for last week's work. So I should be able to cover this Wednesday. I should be able to cover my rent for this week. But then there's a gap. There's a bridge because now I have no money for my rent of next week, of next Monday. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. I think I can figure that out though. So I bought this ticket to go to LA. And I was like living in the woods. I had slept behind the gas station, which was the Greyhound station, the first night on Thursday night, Thursday to Friday. I slept behind that, and then I slept in a half constructed house on Friday. Woke up in there on Saturday with the foreman looking at me. He said I had to go. He was like, "I can't have you in here." I was like, "Oh, my bad." Went through a lot of different things mentally. Wait, and I watched the Michael Jackson movie, the biopic. It was alright. And then I watched like the last half of Backrooms, which is freaky as hell. That shit was fucking weird. And I thought about a lot of different things this whole time. I'm processing shit mentally and thinking my life is basically over. I'm going to live in LA as a fugitive. Abscond from my fucking parole. Or maybe just kill myself. That was my plan. Well, not really a plan, it was just kind of a reaction. So I went walking one night. Saturday night. There was a nearby golf course. I went walking on the links, and I was just thinking about things. I thought, well, I'm not a fugitive yet. If I get on that bus, then I will be. But if I turn it around now, I can do these things the right way, which will be difficult, but not impossible. If I get on that bus, it changes from being difficult to being impossible. So, you know, I mean, like, I'm talking to God, I'm talking to Loki, I'm talking to Satan, I'm talking to everybody. You know, I'm talking to myself. It's the only way I can have an intelligent conversation. And I came to the conclusion, the best thing to do is face this thing, and to continue to do things the right way, as I have been. I was definitely on the edge there, definitely tempted to make a massive life mistake. Fortunately, I was able to talk myself out of it, and come back around to something that makes more sense. So I go to work tomorrow. Get in touch with my probation officer. Get in touch with the public defender in North Dakota to see about getting these charges quashed or to arrange a coordinated surrender. Hopefully this won't impact my probation here. Hopefully I'll be able to complete my probation here in South Carolina and then go and face whatever's going on in North Dakota afterwards. And in the meantime, I'll just remain in compliance with my probation and continue to work on my character, continue to work on myself, staying clean, you know, staying out of trouble. Remaining stable. And maybe I can get in touch with some kind of like a group, make some friends or something while I have the time to. I'm not very religious, so I feel like going to a church or something would be like really disingenuous. Not to mention I have problems with the church. I don't really like that kind of life. Not to say I haven't considered it. I consider it like basically everything. Sorry, I'm gonna be rude as fuck right now. More than anything, I would like to make some friends. Hopefully something will work out. I don't know. Anyways, that's all I got for today. So, keep your social distance.